baby trees.
Bonsai. Bonsai.
Bonsai. Bonsai.
Close enough.
The Black Pondo Podcast.
Bonsai. 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 Bonsai.
Bonsai.
Yeah.
The Black Pondo Podcast.
Nice and quieter. We can. Well, we can walk around. Why don't we walk around? Yeah, let's do it. So I'm recording already, but I can edit anything out.
Got it.
And so, yeah, we're good.
This is cool.
Yeah, I should be able to clip it on.
Are they magnetic?
They are. Yeah. So
That's
they're
legit.
magnetic, easy, portable, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you been, man?
Good.
What you been up to? Working a lot?
Busy, crazy, working, trying to build a garden and get benches made and get material. You know.
Yeah.
The bonsai game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You adapted back to the United States now? It's been a while.
I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm American again.
Heck yeah. So what are your thoughts on the show?
I mean, it's fantastic. I think what, Jonas and Eric and Andrew have done to really bring the community together is fantastic. It's not just about bringing great trees and inspiring people, but it's bringing all the vendors together and people and supporting the vendors and, making people want to do better and strive for better. And so that in itself is huge.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree with you. And I feel like they don't even get enough credit almost. It's like everyone should go up to them and say, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
for everything that you've done.
Yeah.
Because this is so important. And they stepped up as leaders and basically
Definitely
took it on.
Definitely.
Which is incredible and what we need sometimes.
And what I'd really like to see is more people involved in the little things and letting them kind of work on the bigger things and getting, younger people to continue this.
For sure.
Because who's going to do it when Jonas doesn't want to do it anymore? Eric doesn't want to do it anymore, right? So we need people to kind of learn how this all happens and gets put together. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that they got Andrew involved this year.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I hope that they get some people working under them.
Yeah.
Who could maybe potentially take it on.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably countless people who helped in many different ways, right? But to be leaders in that sense is fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. So how many trees do you work on in this show?
Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I'm very impressed with how clean your work looks.
Thank you.
I especially like this California Juniper that you worked on.
Thank you. Yes. Very little credit to me.
Okay.
It's not my tree. I just cleaned it up, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Who's the owner on this tree?
This is Janet Nelson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have a lot of really great trees in their yard, but this one is really show ready and just kind of cleaned up and but thank you.
Yeah. Fantastic, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
I really like the separation and the pads, in the depth. You can really see the depth on this tree. I really like that. So really cool tree.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Very clean.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Cool, man.
What about you? What trees do you have here?
Just one.
Just one. A huge redwood.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. I'm happy with the way it came out. All thanks to Peter T. He's helped me out
Of course.
tremendously. But
the stand is amazing. I love that stand.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. It pairs so well with the whole tree. It's really nice.
I was hoping so. I know the hole in it is a bit dramatic, but I was hoping that it would match because the trunk is
it's a
similar.
new approach, but it matches and it feels like it's supposed to be there. A lot of redwood has those holes and kind of undulating dead features, and so it's really cool and interesting.
Morning, how are you doing, man? Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. So what clubs are you working with these days? And
A lot of the clubs in the Bay Area.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. Are you involved with the Redwood Empire?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Nice.
We do some workshops, and yeah, kind of have a lot of workshop groups around the area.
Yeah.
Kind of do some in SoCal and then back and forth.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And are you open to work?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
Awesome.
I travel, I go, private days, workshop days, club days.
Yeah.
Kind
Okay.
of
And what city are you based out of again?
I'm in the Bay Area, Hayward.
Hayward. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But
very nice.
We'll travel for work.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I watched a demo. It's been a while now, but I think CBS or one of the SoCal clubs had you down. You did a thing on air layering.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
showed using
That was like right when I
tinfoil.
got back.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
That was rad though. I watched that whole video.
my philosophy has changed
Oh,
as
okay.
time goes on.
Yeah.
But really what I'm trying to push now or further along, like the agenda I'm pushing now is Shohin.
Yeah.
I really want to see better small trees in
Absolutely.
America. And so I have been working with a lot of people and trying to, put out a lot of information to help people grow and make better small trees.
For sure. Very cool. Awesome. Any general tips regarding Shohin? I feel like we don't yet see a lot of good American Shohin.
Yeah, right. So the only thing I would really say is we need hobbyists, we need enthusiasts to just start growing for fun. Like we don't need huge operations, huge grow operations, but start, 5, 10 of one thing and just kind of let them grow. We're never going to get good material, Shohin material, unless we're not going to have that material in the future unless we have hobbyists and enthusiasts to really take on the initiative to start growing and making small trees.
Yeah.
And really with small Shohin and Mame, they have to be started from scratch, good ones.
Yeah.
And so we got to start somewhere. Now's the time.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Just curious, I know that you studied in Japan and you focused on traditional Asian and Japanese species.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any American or native trees that you like for Shohin particularly?
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Redwoods are fantastic. I mean, just a fantastic American species for Shohin.
Yeah. Sweet.
Redwoods can be any kind of style and they'll fit. Shore junipers. There's a really cool here at the expo Shohin display with like ficuses and dogwood and species from Florida that are really cool.
Are you into oaks at all?
How could I forget?
Yeah.
How could I forget about oaks? Oaks are just like backbud really well. I mean, cork oaks backbud from corked bark.
Yeah.
So they're just like such a perfect species for growing for Shohin. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
So don't be afraid. Try it. Even if the leaves are a little big, it's okay, right? We just want interesting style trees and we'll find a way to use them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Awesome, man. Well, hey, I have really enjoyed following everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Where can people find your Instagram or like Facebook, or how do they contact you?
Yeah, so you can email me at adam.jp.bon@gmail.com or message me on Instagram. Check out my Instagram, adam.jp.bon. And that's kind of where I'm most active and easily to reach. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Really
you so
appreciate it, dude. And I'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, American Bonsai is really coming along together, and it's exciting to see every 2 years how how great it's really getting.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Thanks.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm recording right now, but I can edit anything out. And if we say anything that you're not happy with, we can totally edit it out.
Sweet. So you need it out the bad bits, make it sound good.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, sounds cool,
Yeah.
man. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you give a brief introduction on yourself? Tell me who you are.
So I'm Richard Kearney from New Zealand. And basically, I've been doing bonsai for a long time. And for about the last 5-6 years, started making my own pots. And I have a bit of a unique process on how I make them. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love your pots. They are very, very beautiful. And I'm excited that I got this opportunity to chat with you. You came from a long ways away.
Yeah, all the way from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too far. Yeah.
I guess first off, before we jump into your pots, which I would love to, what's your thoughts on the expo and how's it been for you so far?
The expo is super good. Like, the expo is amazing. The level of trees here is just crazy. Like, this is the sort of thing that anyone from New Zealand dreams of being able to come and see. Like, we don't have the level of trees here in New Zealand that you have here. So just to see them, in person, up close, it's just amazing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So would you tell me about, it looks to me from your Instagram, and actually, if you wouldn't mind telling us what your Instagram is, but it looks like you have a unique process, and I would love to dive into that, but I also don't want you to give me any of your ultra fine secrets that you don't want to share. So please.
I share everything. I share my whole process. So basically, I share my whole process pretty much apart from my glaze recipes. That's it. Like, I try and put it all out there. Like, in my ideal world, I'd like lots of people to be making ceramics the way I do. Yeah. There's a lot of people doing ceramics the way I do, with doing like mugs and that sort of thing and cups, but not many doing it for bonsai yet. But I'm starting to build a small group that is starting to get into it. And I think it's just a matter of time. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit, how did you learn how to do this?
So my background is more technology, software, that sort of thing, not art. I don't really see myself as an artist. I think of myself more of an engineer, scientist type person. So my whole process is more along that sort of line. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. With the whole 3D printing, and I can explain that as much as you want.
I'm very curious.
Okay. So basically, all my pots are designed on a computer. So I take an idea for what I'd like to see as a pot, as a design, and I design that up in my 3D software. I use a program called Rhino 3D. And
what's it called one more time?
Rhino 3D.
Rhino 3D. Okay.
Yeah. So I design a pot in there, and then I once I've got the shape, the design that I like, then I effectively cut it up into a few pieces and print those as like I guess you call it like a mother mold, so that's printed in 3D printed in plastic.
Okay.
And from the plastic, it's a PLA plastic. From that, I create a plaster mold, and then from my plaster mold, I can then use a liquid clay to pour into the mold to then create the pot. Yeah. So
awesome.
It's a long process to go from an idea to one pot. It's a long process. Like, it might be 2 to 4 weeks to go from an idea to actually have a finished pot.
Yeah.
But then my advantage is I can go from 1 pot to 10 pots a bit quicker. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I repeat your process back to you and tell me if I understand correctly?
Yep.
So first you design using some type of software, you design what you want the pot to look like.
Yep.
And then you take that design and you 3D print the mold portion.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
and then from there, once you have the mold, then you pour the liquid clay
Yes.
into the mold, and then you fire. And like from that point, it's more like a traditional bonsai ceramicist.
Yeah. Then you've got your finished. You got your base pot. And then you do your first cook, and then you glaze it, and you do your second cook, and then you're away. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Really interesting, the 3D printing portion of it. I think that's genius, and I feel like 3D printing is going to be so big in the future. It's kind of newer, but it's growing in popularity on a regular basis.
It's cool because it means you can do different designs. Like you can do designs that would traditionally be very hard to make, and it also means you can do different things. You can have a different profile at the top of the pot to the bottom of the pot. Like some of my pots will have like a Moko style profile to the top rim, but the bottom rim will just be more of a simple oval. And because you can transition from those two different profiles, and it just opens up so many more possibilities.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can get more technically perfect, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And the 3D printing, I'm very unfamiliar with 3D printing in that whole world. Are these things that everybody can purchase?
Yeah, easy as. Like 3D printers now just become cheap. They used to be expensive, but you can pick up a good 3D printer for $300.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, easy as. Yeah.
And what are your molds actually made of? Like, what is the material that you print?
So the material I print is plastic, but then you go from plastic to plaster.
Oh, okay.
So my molds are the same as any traditional mold that pot makers use. So it's just a plaster material.
Okay.
Because when you plaster mold, the plaster absorbs water from your clay to allow the clay to dry out. So then you can pull your pot from the mold. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Okay. So when you print the mold, are you printing just the exterior of the pot and then you pour the ceramic in, or is there an interior and exterior?
So it's real hard. In your mind, this was the hardest thing to comprehend when I got started, because you keep having to reverse. So I kind of print. It's hard without pictures, but I print and obviously people will be able to see on my Instagram. I print. My print is of the finished pot.
Okay.
Right, and then for my first mold. And then it reverses to the opposite for the mold design. And then when you use the clay, it then reverses again back to the finished product. It was the hardest thing to get my head around, because you keep having to flip from a mold to the finished product and backwards and forwards. It's real. Yeah, it does your head in. It does my head in. Yeah.
That's the trip.
Yeah. Because imagine if you have a mold and then your pot's sitting inside that mold is kind of a reverse of your pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
That's hard to explain.
Yeah, no. Now, with the clay that you utilize, and I am not a ceramic expert by any means. I only study the final product, but not the actual process of creating ceramics. It seems very liquidy. Is it more liquidy in consistency compared to other clays for most potters?
So for my pots, I use a liquid clay. So I take a block of clay that a normal potter, a traditional potter would use, like a block of clay you buy from the shop, and then I dry that out, right? So I break it up, I dry it out, and then I put it basically into a bucket with water and rehydrate it to basically turn it into a liquid. So then I can be pouring that liquid into my mold, and then as the plaster sucks the water out of the clay, the longer you leave it in the mold, the thicker the wall will be on the pot. So you imagine if you poured your liquid into your mold and just left it for a few minutes, your wall would be super thin and it would just collapse. So you have to get your timing right to get your wall the right thickness, and then because it's dried at the edge, when you pour all the clay back out, you're left with what has dried. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. And then I noticed that you finish your pots with hand tools.
Yes.
Did you take ceramic classes or anything like that, or just?
Nah, all completely self-taught. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The only thing I've studied is glazing. But everything else, I've just taught myself how to do it from YouTube, Instagram, watching other people, and just truckloads of trial and error. Yeah. In New Zealand, we do everything ourselves. You know, like if you need to fix something, you fix it yourself. If you learn how to do it. Yeah, it's just sort of like the New Zealand way. So I've just taught myself how to do it.
That's
yeah.
So cool.
I probably could have done it a lot quicker if I had someone teach me a lot of stuff, but it's not as much fun, you know? Yeah.
Totally. Awesome. Okay. And then what type of kiln do you use?
So electric.
Electric.
Yeah. So electric kiln. Because with my glazing, I'm using that Aribi crystalline glaze. So with my electric kiln, you can still do it in gas, but the price to buy a digital controlled gas kiln is crazy expensive, whereas electric's a lot more affordable, and you have the digital controllers, so I can run specific firing cycles with certain temperatures, certain holds, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
I love your glazes. You really have come a long way in a very short amount of time. I see a lot of Koyo influence. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Koyo is my favorite potter. Yeah. So I take inspiration from the Japanese potters and just the work that they are able to do back in the 80s, 90s. Like they were making crazy good stuff. And you just don't see anyone, well, not, you do see, but you don't see many people outside of Japan making those types of pots. So that's what I want to do. Like I'm super niche. Like obviously I make bonsai pots, but then I make deciduous bonsai pots, and they're all in those sort of blues, greens types of glazes. So like I'm like niche within a niche inside another niche, you know? Yeah.
Would you expand outside of that, or you like staying in your niche,
Yeah. No, I like it. Like I'm going to bring in some more colors. I want to get in some yellows. Obviously I've got my purples, but I don't have any plans to get into the browns, because there's already like so many like crazy good ceramics people out there making like awesome, you know, unglazed pots. Like I don't need to get into that market as well. Yeah.
Very cool.
Stick in my channel. Yeah.
So speaking of Japanese potters, we have some here at the show, and I think you were telling me you got to hang out with them a bit.
Yeah, that's been crazy. Yeah, that's just
Tell me about that.
it's just been like the highlight of my trip. So I managed to go out to dinner with them last night, talk to them about just ceramics in general, bonsai pots, glazes, all that sort of stuff. They're just amazing. Yeah. And
That's
then
so cool.
yeah, and then yeah.
So do you remember their names? Because I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
Yeah, Kaku-san and Iko-san. Yeah.
Iko-san.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's super cool. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Anything you can tell me about your conversations at dinner? Like any interesting points brought up, or anything come to mind?
Just general stuff. The one thing that definitely interests me about the Japanese guys is they really embrace the way I make my pots. Even though they're super traditional, they're real into technology, and they really embrace technology. Like they love the whole concept of the 3D printing.
Yeah.
They're actually really into it, and they gave me some tips that we kind of critiqued some of my pots, which was real cool. So they gave me some tips on how I could do my feet a little bit different, how I could position some of my drainage holes a little bit different. So like it was amazing. And then like today, super lucky that I've been working with them this morning to create a new chop, like maker mark for my pot. So that's going to be super cool. Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah.
So with the Japanese,
Yeah, so they've designed me a couple of kanji symbols
that's right.
to use on my pots.
So cool.
Yeah, and they've kind of like endorsed it because I talked to them a lot about my signature, and like I say, I don't mind whether we put this part in or not, kind of thing. But like I was saying to them, English letters are real boring, you know. Like my signature, my name is just RK, right? And I was talking to them a lot about it, and they said, "Oh, you should, we'll do your Japanese kanji symbol." I'm like, "But I can't have Japanese kanji symbol because I'm not Japanese." And they're like, "No, you can have that, you know." And I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, you definitely can." So they between there was 4 Japanese guys. They talked for a long time, working it out to come up with the and for the Japanese pots, they're saying you really need to have just 2 symbols. So my name is in Japanese is Richardo.
Okay.
And so they're like, that's Richardo. It's like 3. So they shortened it down to Chado. And so they designed up the kanji symbols for Chado.
That's so rad. I love that.
Yeah. And they drew it on one of my pots for me. And then they've obviously given me the drawing, and I've got that. So I'm going to go back home and design it up in my software and 3D print a stamp to be able to use on my pots. And they just think that's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. What a story. What an experience. I feel like just that part makes it worth your trip almost.
It's like the highlight of my trip because like what you use for the stamp and how you mark your pots is something that's like I think about a lot. Yeah, so it's just like highlight of my trip. Yeah. Makes the whole thing worthwhile. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You were telling me you would like to go to Tokoname someday?
Yeah. And they've invited me to Tokoname, so
there you go.
Yeah. They want me to get some pots ready to enter into the Gafu 10, and they'll support me helping with that, which is just crazy cool. So they're like, come to Japan, come to Tokoname, come to the Gafu 10, and I'm like, man, this is just like so cool. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Has anyone from New Zealand entered a pot into those shows?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
Yeah. It's just mind blowing, man. Like, and that's the thing, you got to feel like you got to get out of your comfort zone, That's why I'm here, get out of New Zealand. Like New Zealand's awesome, but like you got to go out into the rest of the world and stuff,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you plan to stay in New Zealand for a long time?
Yeah.
That's your home?
Yeah, that's my home. That's where I live. I live in the same town where I've lived my whole entire life.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Be 43 now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. You look young.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm 40. So we're
perfect.
close.
Perfect age. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Any other potters here that you admire or kind of checked out their work?
Definitely Lana's pots. Her pots in her stand she's set up next to me. Her pots are amazing. Yeah. She's got some really cool stuff. Yeah, and obviously Niall's pots are just like crazy good. I spent heaps of time talking to him about his pots, how he makes his pots, how he glazes his pots. He's a super cool guy. Yeah, spent a lot of time talking to him, and he's also invited me up to Portland.
Yeah, Portland.
Yeah. To go check out his process and his studio and that sort of thing. So I kind of need to plan another trip back over here. Yeah.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I can't do the size that he can do. Like his ability to make the pots that he does at his size is just mind-blowing to me. Like it's so good. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I guess in the next, 5-10 years, are there any particular goals maybe that you have with this, or do you envision yourself doing anything differently?
Yeah, definitely. Like size is the thing I really want to work on. Like size. I'm just experimenting with using my mold design and my molding techniques to combine it with the way the Japanese build a lot of their pots using their press molds. So where they're taking a mold and they're pressing clay into the mold. So that's something I'm going to starting to work on now. So sort of like combining my 3D stuff with some of the traditional press press molding way of making pots to then try and make bigger pots. Because by doing that, I can use clays that have got like a more groggy type clay, which holds its shape better. Because when you go to a bigger pot, it's hard to keep the shape. Like, it's all good if you make a big pot, but if it's all like wonky and like ugly, it's not good, you know. So that by doing that technique, it'll allow me to like expand out my process and hopefully get into some slightly larger stuff. I'm not going to go crazy big, like not as big as like nail mates, because I need to still be able to ship, because all my stuff has to ship. But I'd love to produce some of my glazes on just slightly bigger than what I can do at the moment. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's it? Probably the biggest size you can do now.
About I think in centimeters, so about 30 centimeters wide. So it's at about 12 inches.
I need to run the numbers on that one.
It's about 12 inches. So
Okay.
yeah, I'd like to get up to that sort of 40, 50 centimeter mark. Yeah, 16, 20 inches wide. That's just in a whole nother level. Yeah, that sort of size. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, really appreciate your time. Your glazes and containers are so cool, and I love the process that you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that you came out and were a vendor at this show.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely awesome to have you on. Anything else you want to tell the listeners?
Just want to say, everyone in the States is super nice. Like, I've met so many cool guys, so many cool people. Like, everyone's super nice. It's just been sweet to meet everyone. Like, I know heaps of people through Instagram, Facebook. It's about to put like, you know, names to faces and actually talk to everyone in person. Just so cool. Yeah, it's just everyone's been super nice, and it's just been like a lot of fun. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's your Instagram handle?
So all my stuff is just richardkearney.nz.
And
Yeah.
would you spell that for us,
So
please?
it's RICHARD. So Richard, and then Kearney's KEARNEY.NZ.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, real cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So, would you give me a quick introduction on yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Bob Pressler. I'm the owner of Kimura Bonsai Nursery in California, California. Also the president of California Bonsai Society. Bonsai's been a passion and an obsession and a passion and an obsession.
Hold it just a little bit closer.
Since 1968.
Wow. That's
So
fantastic.
yeah, I saw my first trees when I was 10,
Yeah,
and I've been obsessed ever since.
that's incredible. And so, what does your primary business look like these days?
These days, primarily it's education and selling more finished or more advanced pre-bonsai material.
Yeah,
But education is my main focus.
that's great.
You know, we have as many classes as I can. So,
Yeah. Who are some of the most recent artists you've had?
Michael Roberts does a regular monthly class there. Daniel Deephouse does a monthly beginners class there. We've had Yannick Higgin there. We've had Bjorn there. Jonas does a biannual Black Pine workshop. Will Baddeley will be here this spring.
I think I reached out to you about a day with him, actually.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he did. Cassidy from England has been there. Who else? What other? I don't know. Pretty much every visiting artist. that we
Adam
have.
Toth,
Adam Toth.
Julian Side.
Yeah, Julian.
I watched your demo with Bjorn. Oh, well, the demo that Bjorn and Yannick did recently.
Oh, for Daiichi, yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. That was a good demo.
That was fantastic.
I was really interested in watching the two of them work together because they
Yeah.
have very different styles,
Uh-huh.
but they work pretty well together.
It sure seemed like it. It seemed like they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, well, they've been friends for a really long time, but I think Bjorn said that this was the first time they ever really worked on a tree together. So, that was kind of interesting.
Wow. Well, I feel like some people just have natural chemistry together.
Yeah, definitely.
Stand on this side. Sir Andrew Robson's giving a demo right by us now. Very nice. And I can edit anything out. Just so you know.
Cool. Yeah, sometimes I'm I need to be edited. F-bombs get dropped every once in a while. It's different, but it's fun. It's not the same one, but it'll work.
Uh-oh. Seriously.
No, that's good too.
I'm doing great. How about you? This is great. Awesome. Oh, that's funny.
We've had Tomohiro Masumi from Japan
Okay.
as a visiting artist once.
Just a bonsai professional from
He's the Shohin master in Japan. He was, I don't know if he still is, but he was past president of the Shohin Association.
Okay.
It was kind of interesting the day he was here doing a workshop. It was in my old place. And he's doing a workshop. There's 10 people in there working on trees. And all of a sudden, there's all these sirens and helicopters and stuff. Like, what the hell?
What?
And apparently, there was a car chase that ended right in front of my nursery. And the guy jumped out of the car and ran into next door. They were doing a development. They were building, I think, 7 or 8 houses. And he ran into there. So the police are surrounding the place. Helicopter is so close overhead that it's blowing leaves off my roof into the workshop. And poor Tomohiro is like, what's going on? This is the police. Put your weapons down and come out with your hands up before we release the dogs. And he was like,
God.
what the hell is happening here?
Wow.
That was pretty interesting. Yes, I am.
What an intro into the U.S.
Yeah. Luckily, he'd been here before, but it was pretty eye-opening, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think that's so important that you're bringing so many great bonsai professionals and education. I mean, I think that's really what we need.
I'm never going to be like a world-class bonsai artist. I'm okay.
You're good.
Well, thank you. But, I'm never going to be like, up there. But I do have an opportunity to leave my stamp on the bonsai world by providing all these educational opportunities. And when I became president of the California Bonsai Society, that was one of my goals was, we started this visiting artist program where 4 times a year we bring in an international bonsai artist. And I try to bring in people that are not quite like well known and traveling around the world, but still have the skills that they should be.
Yeah.
And it's a good opportunity for them. Plus it's Los Angeles. So, everybody, I don't know why, but everybody wants to come to Los Angeles. So, it's a really good thing that we get to do.
That's fantastic.
And so it's good for the local bonsai community. It's also good for the artists because it gives them more exposure and, a chance to travel to LA and stuff like that. So, that's kind of where I see my, imprint on bonsai being.
Yeah.
Is that kind of stuff.
Well, that's a very important role, and we're very lucky to have you.
So,
Would you tell me a little bit about the move with your nursery from your original location to the new spot?
it wasn't something I really planned.
Yeah.
One day my wife was talking to a friend of hers whose husband is a realtor, and he was saying, that piece of property is a gold mine. You should think about selling it. So she came home all excited, and I was like, I don't really want to sell. But she was like so excited. And it was one of those things where I said, all right, I'm going to just kick the can down the road. I said, all right, we'll list it, but I want $1.6 million. I'm not taking any less. Nobody was ever going to give me $1.6 million. I just knew it wasn't going to happen. So I was like, it's cool. Ultimately, somebody did.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so we had to sell. And
A developer?
he says no, but I think he is a developer. Yeah, I mean, it's the only reason to spend that kind of money on that property. It was a big piece of land in the middle of San Fernando Valley. It was a half acre of flat land.
Yeah.
So, and the guy next door to me had the same exact lot. He put 7 or 8 townhouses on them and sold them all for in excess of $700,000. So, the guy will make his money.
Yeah.
But I was kind of committed at that point. So we were looking for a place, And I realized I made a mistake. We're going to have to spend every penny we make to buy a new place. And that wasn't what I wanted to do. You know, I'm 65. I don't want another mortgage. So I was kind of regretting it a little bit.
Okay.
And then my wife found this piece of property in Castaic that, was way less than anything comparable anywhere in the city. It's literally 26 miles from my old place, but it might as well be it feels like a different country.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's out in the country.
Uh-huh.
My neighbors all have horses and goats. You know, instead of waking up to helicopters and sirens, I wake up to roosters and donkeys and hawks and, owls at night, coyotes. So, people drive down the street and wave to each other. For my garden, it's awesome because the house and the garden are totally separate.
Yeah, you can go in. Yeah. Sorry.
The house and garden are completely separated.
Uh-huh.
The house has got the house and it's got a garden. There's a wall and a step down into the bonsai garden. So it's perfect, setup as far as I'm concerned. It's just the right amount of size, just enough space. I don't want any more space because I'm still obsessed with this thing. So, the more space I have, the more trees I want to put in there to fill it up.
Yeah.
And, I just downsized from almost 12,000 trees to 400 trees.
Wow. Okay.
So, big difference.
Yeah.
We're not growing material. I feel a little bit bad for the bonsai beginners because I was one of the few people in LA that were growing a lot of young material. And I'm not doing it anymore. But, there are other people picking up the slack and, other sources. So I don't feel that bad.
Totally. Sounds like such a better vibe for a bonsai garden.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah.
And the first place I bought it was already a nursery. Hey, Chase. So I kind of just added on to what was there. So it was never really what I wanted.
Yeah.
It was always a nursery and not really a garden.
Uh-huh.
And this is not that. This is a garden,
That's fantastic.
which is, I still got a ways to go, but we've got a really good foundation, and I'm really happy with that.
The pictures you've posted look really nice. You did a great job with it.
We're not all that far. You should come down and visit sometime.
I would really like to. Yeah.
Come down the coast and shoot across the 126th.
Thank you. I absolutely would love. I will take you up on that. Yeah.
And actually, while we're thinking about this, talking about education, if you're interested in coming down and doing a workshop someday,
maybe about the second part. Excuse me. I would love to come visit you, but I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of workshops or anything like that yet, but maybe.
But you should be.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Like you said, we need a lot more opportunities for education.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of local people like yourself. I mean, look at your trees.
Oh.
Yeah, you have a great teacher, but you're doing the work. So and you have a lot of knowledge that you can impart.
Yeah.
And
well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Big compliment. Definitely want to come see you. And, I'm all about spreading education. So, yeah.
So we'll talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
But,
so can you give me your thoughts on the show?
oh, I think it's fucking incredible. Sorry, but
No, I love it.
it really is. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first one I was pretty much blown away by. And this just is over and above that.
Let's jump in.
That's fantastic.
Everything I say is my own personal opinion. I don't want anybody to think that, this is like the be all end all of things. In the first show, I thought there was maybe two trees that I kind of looked at and said, why are they here? In this show, there's not a question about any of them.
Yeah.
Every single tree that's here belongs here. And there's just some amazing trees. The whole setup, the display area, the vending area is just every bit as good, if not in some ways even better than the national show. I think this venue is way nicer than that one. Sorry, Bill. But it's just, and this is only the second time they've done it. So looking, what we have to look forward to in the future is just an amazing thing. And I think this is going to really, really help step up the quality of bonsai on the West Coast. For years, the West Coast was kind of like the bonsai mecca, and California in particular. And somewhere around the mid 80s, early 90s, it kind of just slid away because it didn't really evolve. And bonsai as an art did. And that's changing. And this is a big step in helping that change. Yeah. For people to be able to come in and see this caliber and quality of tree, it's really eye-opening. So I'm super happy to be part of it. Proud to be a sponsor. Excited that I have a tree that was, accepted to it twice. So hats off to Eric and
Oh yeah.
excuse me.
We're extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Extremely lucky to have Eric,
Jonas and Andrew. Yeah. Just
shout out to them for sure.
absolutely. And just think of the risks that they took doing this, especially the first one. They had no clue what was going to happen.
Oh,
They had dreams and hopes, but there was no telling how successful it was going to be. And, just the fact that, they have this quality trees is a testament to them.
yeah.
That, they got all these people to get these trees ready and get them in here.
Yeah.
And, Jonas, he just thrives on improving bonsai.
Yeah.
I think Jonas is a real gift to the American bonsai scene.
Couldn't have said it better.
He really is. So
Yes. We have a bit more SoCal representation, it seems.
yeah, I was really happy to see that. Last time I think there was only 3 or 4 of us. And I was a little like, but there's a good handful, at least 20, 25 people here, from SoCal visiting. And we've got, I think, let's see, maybe 7 or 8 or 10 trees.
That's
in the
fantastic.
show from SoCal.
Yeah.
So
I love to see that. Now, I was kind of surprised there weren't as many last year, and I'm happy to see that there's more
I'm
this
not sure why there weren't as many. Part of it is there's still that old school kind of, I don't know if mentality is the right word, but a lot of SoCal is still locked into like the John Naka method of teaching and doing things and stuff like that. And John was amazing. He was one of my teachers. And he was an amazing guy, but he had certain ideas that he felt strongly about, and one of them was that there should not be a competition. So I know for sure there was a couple people that didn't put trees in last time because of that. They felt that it should not be a competition. And I think maybe not having a cash prize this time allowed them to get beyond that.
Oh, okay.
Because the 2 of them have trees here. So good. Sort of, kind of.
Awesome. We're recording a podcast right now, but you're on it. You're on it. How are you doing? Speaking of SoCal Bonsai,
Yeah. And the fact that, a SoCal tree won Best in Show. Go SoCal.
awesome.
Go Dodgers. Might as well take that opportunity when I have it.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's fantastic. I hope we see more SoCal in the future.
I think you will.
Yeah, great.
I think that my hope, and I see it slowly happening. For years, there was this kind of weird rift between Northern California and Southern California.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is there's nobody alive that knows what it was. I mean, seriously, there's nobody left alive that knows what actually happened. There's a bunch of stories on both sides of the state.
Uh-huh.
And for years, it kind of caused a divide between Northern California and Southern California, and that's lessening. And this goes a long way to helping that.
Yeah.
If I could do anything or suggest anything different, I would like to see this possibly move
To a SoCal version.
Not annually, not biannually, but once in a while, like kind of, unless they keep this venue permanently.
Yeah.
If they're changing the venues, it'd be nice to kind of like maybe move it down south a little bit.
Yeah.
And keep it, back up north. But I think it's a really unifying factor in the bonsai community, and you can see the proof of it just by seeing the people here today.
Totally.
And not just California. I mean, there are people here from all over the country. There's a big contingent of people from the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chase Rosade's here. He's like one of the last really old school bonsai guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Chase was the first person to study in Japan back in the early 60s.
Was he really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So,
was he before Bill Valvanis?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, before Bill.
That's awesome.
So, he was literally like the last of the old school guys. And, it was really cool to see him. And there's a whole group of them from the East Coast here. So,
yeah.
It's one of the things I love about bonsai is the community.
Uh-huh.
And how unifying it is. There's also a lot of BS and, politics or whatever that occurs anytime you get a group of people together. But beyond that, the bonsai community is just amazing. It's more like a family than anything else. I've been in business for 30 years.
Yeah.
I've got 2 bounce checks in 30 years.
Wow, that's pretty good.
One of them was from somebody that spent too much money at a convention and didn't realize it, and called me up before the bank did and said, "Hey, that check's going to bounce. Will you hold on to it for a couple days and then redeposit?" And the other one was some 70-something-year-old little old lady wrote me a stolen check for an $85 tree.
Really?
Yeah.
But, interesting. Okay.
I mean, I don't know of any other business where somebody can say in 30 years, I've gotten 2 bad checks.
Yeah.
And only one of them really counted.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to claim the little old lady bonsai thief.
Yeah, whatever. I'd laugh about that more than anything.
Totally.
And I'm happy it wasn't an $850 tree.
Yeah.
Because it easily could have been.
Fortunate.
Is this a fire alarm and just nobody's paying attention to it?
Yesterday it went off and they just said it was just a test. I mean, I'm assuming that's what it is again. But,
interesting.
Yeah.
But, and the vending area is amazing.
How many vendors do they have? Something.
I forget the number, but there's a large number of them. Way more than last time.
Uh-huh.
And sorry, you can't bring that tree in here. We got to keep the tree separate. Yeah, you can go outside.
Right over there.
Nice to see you, Greg. I'm hoping it's just a test. Apparently it happened yesterday too. So, but people don't seem to be panicking. So I'm not going to panic. Yeah, I'm not going to panic too much. But see that I can podcast and security at the same time.
We are multitasking here right now. I don't think that this alarm is going to pick up in the podcast. These are pretty good at noise canceling, and I can edit it out.
Oh, that's cool.
But it might a little bit. I'm not sure.
How do you do this when you do it remotely?
So usually I just do a video version. So it's like I use
Zoom
Riverside. It's called. It's like Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I just have a mic and do it from the laptops. Yeah. I sure hope they stop with these alarms though soon.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that people are just ignoring it.
Yeah. Did you purchase this?
No, I think Doyle just did.
Oh, sweet. Is that a Now container?
He makes some pretty amazing pots.
Oh, I love his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're going outside. Maybe we can pick this up later.
All right. Well, I'll be around. I'll be around all day tomorrow. So
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Recording. Nice.
Here we are.
Cool. How you doing, man? I couldn't even get over to you. You got too many customers coming over.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been probably one of the best experiences I had selling at any venue. It's massive. There's a ton of people here. A lot of interest in trees and potware and wire. And yeah, I think it's been really good.
Awesome.
I'm stoked.
Would you give me an introduction on yourself?
Okay, yeah. So Matthew Walker started Bonchi Bonsai a couple of years ago. I lived in the Valley area. I didn't want to call it Valley Bonsai. And I came across the term Bonchi, means valley or basin. And I started it off because I had way too many trees. I had a lot of collecting material and people started buying them. And I thought, hey, I got to start a business. And I approached my teacher, who is Boon. And I said, hey, this is my idea for this nursery. There's nothing in the East Bay besides Jonas down in Alameda and someplace up in Sacramento. And I was like, there's nothing in between now. And I want to bridge that gap. And I showed him my business plan. And he was like, great idea. Go for it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that's how Bonchi Bonsai started. I started doing bonsai. I was introduced about 17 years old. And I was at the National Arboretum in Washington, D.C., where I grew up. And I just fell in love with it. I like the art form. I lived in D.C. I lived in the city, but we were always in the mountains, always in the hills. So I have a fondness for the trees. D.C. is covered in trees. The cherry blossoms are incredible. You walk the city and there's just trees everywhere, old oaks, and it's just really great. So it's a combination of both, and I just fell in love with it. And that's kind of where I've been, and been a tree guy since I was young. And then, like I said, I was introduced at the Pingqing Museum, and other things happened. I skateboarded, snowboarded, girls' school, joined the Army. Once I was out of the Army, I landed in California, and I had 2 trees with me, and 2 became 40, and 40 became way too many.
Jeez.
So, like everyone else, you have quantity over quality, and I learned that very swiftly when I joined with Boon. And Boon told me all my trees were garbage and I need to get rid of all of them. So I was like, okay. Yeah. So I sold whatever I could, and I bought one good tree, and that's how it all started.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah.
And so tell me about your business a bit. What do you sell?
I sell collected material. I was collecting oaks for a long time, but I kept getting poison oak. You're aware of this. You got some poison oak as well during collect. But I would get it so bad, I have to go to the doc. So I stopped collecting oaks. Actually, the first tree I ever collected was an oak. And I don't know. I love these live oaks, these coastal live oaks. They're way different than the East Coast oaks we have. A lot of Sierra Juniper, some lodgepole. And I used to be able to collect olives because I live not too far from an olive grove farm. And, they would seed outside their property on the side of the road, and I would collect these little olives, and but they're all gone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So mostly Yamadori from the Sierra, and next weekend I'm going in the desert to go collect Californias. Sweet. I got invited to go down to someone's property, and they asked me to teach them, so I'm going to teach them, and they're going to allow me to dig some trees. It's not the best time of the year because there's no rain down there right now, so. We're going to be very selective on what we're going to take because of the root system.
Maybe do some scouting and come back or something? Or
I could definitely scout. Yeah, for sure. There'll be some scouting if I don't grab anything. But since it's private property, it's going to be it's basically invite only. So I'm just going to run down there. I'm just going to run down there and start taking trees or anything. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with the Sierras that you have here for sale.
Yeah.
Is it hard to part with them sometimes?
Well, this one here, its name is Kodama. I really don't want to sell it, so it's priced extremely high. But if someone offered me that, I would part ways with it. But no, there are a few that I keep for myself, but there are many that I do sell to keep my business going. So I anneal copper wire, and right now it's extremely expensive. So if I can sell a collected tree, and that money goes back into buying copper wire that everyone needs for shaping their conifers, then that's what I'll do.
For sure.
Yeah. But yes, it is hard to part. It is hard. I do have seller's remorse. You know, I have a client who owns a couple of my trees, and I'm fortunate I get to work on them. But every time I work on them, I'm just like, why did I sell this? This is a, I can't wait. It's going to be an expo in 2 years. It is.
Yeah.
Like, it's a masterpiece. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, hey, would you ever? And he's like, nope. I'm like, yeah, totally get it.
So you sold one to last Pacific Bonsai Expo.
Yeah.
You sold one to Ryan Neal, right?
Yeah, Ryan Neal, he bought one at the expo, and
Really nice one.
very nice one.
It's like 7,000 or something.
Yeah, you know, we don't talk prices. But it was interesting. Like, that tree came out of a section of the Sierra where a giant fire went through. So I'd like to think I saved that tree from destruction of a wildfire. But yeah, but Ryan took it up in the mountains. He did, I think it's Back to Nature series with it. And I think he passed it on. Someone else bought it off of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Let's move on.
Yeah, that was a absolutely phenomenal tree. And
that one, I was like, I'm probably not going to sell this. I'll just take it in for wow factor, see what happens, you know. And it was funny. I took it out of the van and I put it on my cart, and like instantly these two guys walked up like, hey, you selling that? And I was like, yeah. And I told them how much? And I was like, it's on the price. And they were like, oh. And as I'm walking down through the expo, my buddy Vince Halbuck was like, had his hands up in the air, like, Matt, like what? And I'm like, what, Vince? On my mouth, like, what? And he's like, and he points, like, look behind you. And as I'm walking down the expo, carrying it on the cart, there's like 6 dudes fingering through it, you know, they're all looking through the tree, you know, waiting. And I said, guys, wait, I'll put it on the shelf, and you guys can, on the bench, you guys can get all through it, you know. But right now, don't snap a branch off. I'm trying to move it through here. And and it was incredible. It drew a crowd like right away. And Ryan just walked up, like,
nice,
kicked some dudes out of the way, and was like, how much?
Yeah.
he was in it like a spider monkey, man. He was all fingering all the branches. He was like, and it was a solid tree. It was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
And
I feel like if you see a really good tree, you got to be quick and you got to snap it up.
Yeah, exactly. So Friday, when I set up for the show, like, everyone's like, I want to buy it. And I was like, can't sell it to you till Saturday. So come back Saturday. And when I got here, one guy was already in line. He's like, I'm buying this one and this one. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait around. So, and one thing I like to give back to bonsai is trying to make it as fair as possible. Yeah, I want to make some money to help my business, but I also need you to have a tree. I want you to have a good piece of material without, not being able to pay your mortgage or something. So I like to try and price things as fair as I can,
absolutely,
for everybody. I've been told my prices are too low, but I feel like it's fair. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The funny thing about that tree, I'll tell you, the one that Ryan picked out 2 years ago. I was hiking. I go areas where most people won't go because it's difficult. It's hard. And that day there was nothing. I couldn't find anything. I found trees to collect, but you can't collect certain trees. They're just either in a small crack or they're just impossible to collect off the granite. And I was feeling pretty defeated. And I was like, I'm just going to turn around and go home. Like, this is a waste of time. And I'm going through and I climbed this hill and it was kind of a cloudy day and the sun broke. And it was like a beam of light was like on this tree that was on top of a rock or boulder, I should say. And like the sun was beaming off it. And I was like, holy shit. I scampered up that mountain, man. Saw that thing and I was like, oh man, this is perfect. Perfect size. So
that's awesome. Man.
Yeah, that's a funny little story about that tree. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you got some nice ones here. I really like this guy right here in this box.
Yeah, that Sierra. I call it the rest in peace crowbar.
Oh,
because when I was on my back, I had two of those on my back, and my crowbar fell and it rolled down a little bit. It's probably about 6 feet away, but it was down the hill. And I was like, if I bend down to pick that thing up, I'll never get back up. So I'm like, see you later, crowbar. So my crowbar was sacrificed to the mountain, and it's part of the mountain now.
Gotcha.
So rest in peace, crowbar.
Yeah.
And that tree was actually, it was on its back. So all the foliage is pointing straight forward, but it was on its back. So actually that foliage was pointing straight up towards the sun.
Nice. I like the way you oriented it.
Yeah. So it needs to sit up a little bit. Once it gets repotted, it's going to rotate forward. What I see is it should rotate forward to show more of the deadwood, and then slightly to the left side, slightly up. So bringing the top more to the right, and then you can bend it back towards the left and then compact it, and it's going to look totally
nice.
Totally dope.
Hey, tell me a little bit about the copper wire that you sell.
Yeah, so Jim Grimmel was the only guy annealing copper wire. And you know Jim. A lot of people know Jim. And I would ask him questions. Every year I'd see him, I'd ask him and he'd be like, oh, whenever anyone asks me about copper wire, I seem to forget. So I'd bug the shit out of him. I bugged him and I bugged him and I bugged him. And he finally told me one little tip. I was like, okay, good. Because he was getting older. And I was like, I'm younger. I'm going to be in bonsai forever. I see there's an opportunity here. And if he gives me a little bit of advice, I'm going to run with it. So I worked and built a kiln.
Did you build a kiln specifically to anneal?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it is. Just for that. And my first couple samples came out, and I tested it with some of the older folks in the BIB club, and they were saying it's too hard. Like it's a young man's strength to bend it. So I was like, okay. I went back and figured it out. Like, all right, what I got to do to make this softer, and So I made it softer, and I brought it back to the same old folks, and they were like, "Oh yeah, good, it's super soft. And it's old man strong now. I can bend it." Nice. And then there's little changes here and there to make it softer and softer, and it turns out great. So it's the timing, the temperature, everything is dialed in. Man, it's great. It's come a long way.
Fantastic.
The only complaint I've ever had was it has too many particles on it. So after it's cooled off and it's set, I wash it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I power wash it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, get all the oxidized dust off that I can.
I don't like the dust oxidized particles on it. I feel like when you move it, it breaks off and then it goes into the air and you're breathing it, which is probably not good for you.
I mean, it's not shards. It's not shards of copper. It is just oxidized metal.
Yeah.
It's just the burn from where the flame touches the metal. But yeah, after the washing process, it's really cleaned up. And I can't get rid of it 100%.
Yeah.
The Japanese, their wire does not have that because I think it's electrical. They use electric kilns.
Okay.
They don't use
interesting.
Wood or propane or coal or anything like that.
Yeah. So, was it always a smooth process to make the wire?
I know you're going with this. No, it wasn't, Jeremiah. No. When I was first learning, I blew my face off. I had a brain fart, and I shut the vent off the top, the exhaust vent. So there was no oxygen; it was all gas. And I was looking at the thermostat, and it was dropping rapidly. And I was like, "Oh, I know what happened. There's no more flame." So the gas is colder, and so I opened up I shut everything off and opened it up. But my kiln has an area where it can build a pocket, and it was a pocket of gas, and I wasn't wearing any facial protection, and I was on my knees, directly in front of the door, and I had the door opened up, and when I thought it was enough time has passed for it to exhaust out, I ended up lighting it, and I heard it suck air. So there's a backflash that was about to happen, and I was right in the middle of it, and all I could do was I started to move my head down, but I closed my eyes. I didn't want to burn my eyes.
Yeah.
And I got basically washed with fire.
Oof.
So I singed all my hair, third degreed my nose, my neck. I eyebrows were gone, eyelashes.
Did you go to the hospital right
Yeah,
away?
yeah. I had to go to the hospital, and I had to go to the burn unit, and yeah, it was gnarly. I had to go up to UC Davis.
Yeah.
So and it was bad. I was very fortunate. It could have been a lot more worse. I look at it that way. It was a total learning experience. Now, if I light my kiln, I'm not in front of it, or I have some facial protection on it.
So don't try
100%. Nope, don't try it at home, kids.
just for all the ladies out there, I just want to let you know that Matt is still looking good. And, are you single?
I'm now single. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So for the ladies, he's still looking good. There's no.
Yeah, I got a facial. I got abrasions and what's that scrub the ladies get? You know, that facial scrub. I got that, but with fire instead of friction.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It wasn't more serious, but that was pretty serious. But at least there's no.
Yeah, it's very scary. It was very scary. You know, I'm very, like I said, I was very fortunate. I didn't burn like a lot. I didn't melt. You know, I was in a burn unit and I had to go back. And when I walked into this unit, there's people with serious burns. I work in medicine. My normal 9 to 5 is medicine, and I've worked on burn units before, and it's to be quite devastating.
Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate. So I'm happy about that. My hair grew back. My skin grew back. You know, I look 10 years younger.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So besides that, that's the only accident I've ever had.
Nice.
Knock on wood. I've fallen off some rocks collecting trees. That happens. You know.
No serious injuries.
No.
All collecting though.
Came across some rattlesnakes. Fell in a scrub bush and with a rattlesnake inside of it. I think the Lord reached down and pulled me out of it. I came out that bush so fast. It was with a tree on my back. It was incredible. So.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, hey man, I remember some really fun times with you four-wheeling out on some abandoned roads up in the Sierra and collecting and camping out there. Just some really incredible times.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Should do it again.
I'd be down. It's hard with the little ones.
I know it is. It's real hard.
But I would love to.
It's real hard.
Yeah.
So if everyone's going to go out there and collect, you know, make sure you do it right. Collect the right stuff. Clean up your mess. Don't
100%.
Don't leave square roots hanging out. If you trample the ground,
leave no trace.
Yeah, leave no trace. Just make it look right. Get permission. You know, just respect the mountains, because, you know, we are taking trees from a mountain space and using them for bonsai, and you know, a lot of people are against that. They think it's bad, and yeah, I can understand that. But we're not taking thousands of trees, and we're not taking trees that are 8 feet tall. You know, or these are small trees that, and I collect off of granite, and most of them are kind of struggling to survive. So I feel like I give them a really good chance to survive when I collect these trees.
It's crazy. The fire point that you made earlier, that's really significant. I mean,
oh man, it's so bad. You just, I don't know. I think it's like 100. I think it's a million acres that went up, and it just devastated this area. And it's like walking on. It's like driving through the moon. It's so bizarre. Like giant firs that have been there for hundreds of years they're gone. They're gone. It's a hillside now. It's sad. So yeah. So hopefully, you know, by collecting some trees, we get to keep them in case another fire happens. So
yeah.
So
yeah.
But,
cool, man.
Yeah. Besides that, I grow. I got a couple grows going. I do a lot of root over rock projects. I've got some black pine root over rock, Trident maple, some Japanese maple, chochobai, Chinese quince. Yeah, I think the Chinese quince root over rock. I've only seen one, and I thought it was amazing. So I was like, I want to do that.
Rad.
So those are interesting trees to do. They don't quite behave the way I want them to behave on a rock, but it's still a process. So hopefully in a couple of years, you guys will see one.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Where can people find out more about you?
I'm on social media. I have a website, but mostly if you want to get in touch with me, it's Matthew@bonchibonsai.com, or I'm on Instagram at Bonchi Bonsai, and Facebook is Matthew Walker. But I don't really post too much on Facebook. So, you know, a lot of the people I know off of Facebook aren't into bonsai. They don't know about bonsai. They make kind of weird comments. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, mostly Instagram, Bonchi Bonsai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Any thoughts about the show? Like anything that you
The show, yeah. This show is it's really good. It's good. It's done really well. I like the amount of trees. They could probably put more trees in here for show trees. That's there's a lot of space. If they come back to this place, only suggestion I would have for them is get better lighting because it's really dark in here.
Yeah.
And the vendor section is huge. There's a lot of space. The first PBE was very cramped and crowded. Everyone was shoulder to shoulder. It was like almost a madhouse. But here's a lot of space. There's a lot of excellent vendors, and I think it's enjoyable. If they do it again, then if this is going to be the spot, I would just say get some better lighting. That's it. So,
yeah, I know they paid for extra lighting. So
yeah, it's just those little tiny square ones, little ones. But I could see, I don't know, maybe some hanging light somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. Better go to the thrift store, get some lamps.
One thing I would love to hear is when they announce the winners of the show, I want to hear speeches from the winners.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I think it'd just be cool to say thank you to the people that have helped you and just hear about the tree and stuff.
Really, I don't think it should be called the PBE show. I think it should be called the Jeff Stern wins all the awards at the Pacific Bonsai Expo show. He's got some great trees.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yep. And hopefully in 2 years, this year I didn't present a tree. I got a fungus at the start of summer, and it killed half of my tree. So that tree came out. So hopefully in 2 years, I'll have 2 entries. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's getting late.
Yeah.
We said a lot.
Really appreciate it. And it's always great hanging out with you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Always good to see you, man.
Yeah.
All right, homeboy. High five. Nice.
Thanks, dude.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Jeremiah. It's been really fun meeting you. Yeah. It's been a really great show.
It's funny. I recognize your voice from one of the Mariah podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like I have met you before, but I've just seen pictures, followed you on Instagram, and heard you on the Mariah podcast. So
that's really cool. Thank you. Ryan, mentioning Mariah podcast and Ryan, I'm a student of Ryan's. Ryan, Todd, and I we all started out apprenticing under a man named Harold Sasaki.
Yeah. Okay. You did.
And I didn't know Ryan, but I knew of him, and I knew that he was helping Harold. But him and I never really crossed paths until he came back from Japan. And then Todd was studying with Ryan for Ryan's first year of operation at Bonsai Mirai. And then they both kind of told me, "Will come out and study with us for the second year." So I was in Ryan's second year of classes.
Yeah.
And I've been studying there ever since.
Okay.
This tree that I'm displaying here at the Pacific Bonsai Expo is my senior thesis for Bonsai Mirai, if you will. So as a 4-year student, this was my senior project there. I think I bought it from Randy in about 2016, and the part of the tree that you're looking at as the front used to be the top of the tree in nature. So this was a very low growing tree spread out across the rocks. And Ryan teaches us that you want to maximize the drama of a tree. And in this case, the maximal drama of this tree is by tilting it vertically and being able to see the entire gin structure. It's a gin network, if you will. It's almost like looking at a city grid of streets. Something. It's a wild tree. It's got playful deadwood.
Awesome. And I should have started out like this. I'm so sorry. I don't know if if you said your name.
I'm Will Kearns.
Will Kearns. And what's your Instagram handle?
Will Kearns Bonsai. That's WILLKERNS Bonsai. All one word. Fantastic. And there's no A in Kearns. It's just KERNS.
So yes, this is absolutely badass Rocky Mountain.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
impressed. And one game that I like to play is I like to walk around and look at Yamadori and try and guess the orientation.
Oh,
So
sorry.
No.
Like, try and guess the orientation of how it was growing in nature.
Exactly. Yes. But now, see, I had guessed with Toth's tree.
Okay.
Because usually the deadwood is the part that is facing the elements and most exposed, and then the live vein is more protected. So, like with Toth's Pondo, which is also a badass tree, I could kind of guess the orientation, that it was laid back and the deadwood was facing the harsher elements. Now that you point this one out, it makes total sense that it was laying like that. I don't know if I would have, other than I guess that this is the left viewer's left-hand side gin is just hanging so low that it would have had to been like over a cliff or something. I guess, yeah. Now that you pointed out, it's easy to understand, but I don't know if I would have guessed it, to be really straightforward with you. Yeah, it's just such a dramatic tree, and I love the interplay of the live vein and the deadwood. This lower gin is just the coolest thing ever.
It's so old. Like, this tree is probably, I don't know, it's between 500 and 1,000 years old, I would say. Just judging by how much deadwood there is, where it was growing, which Randy collected it out of Wyoming, and that's not an easy place for a tree to grow. It takes a very long time for a tree to get this large in Wyoming. Yeah, this tree has been a fun tree to, like, it's been a whole process. It's been a whole sort of dance with this tree in terms of Randy collecting it, and then I found it in Randy's grow yard. It was right after I sold my first house, so I had some money. I had a little bit of money that I was going to put into as a down payment for my house that I'm currently in. Well, I just took a couple of thousand out of that down payment and I was like, I need a senior project for Bonsai Mirai. And I went to Randy's grow yard with the idea of, I need to try to find the best tree and the most amazing tree possible for this senior project as a 4-year student. And he had this one with all the deadwood. It was, he had it. What you're looking at is the top of the tree in the grow box. He had it in the grow box planted similar to what it was growing as in the wild.
That's so cool.
So yeah, managed to get a great tree from Randy, and then we built a cradle for it. So we started tipping the grow box up right away into more of the final position to just get the roots used to low roots getting all the water and high roots sort of drying out and eventually going to be cut off.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks like a big pain in the butt to transport.
It has a moving cradle. So it is a pain in the butt to transport. It is spicy. It's a very delicate tree, and the moving cradle helps a lot. So to have a moving cradle that you can set the tree into the cradle, and then it has handles, and we can 2-man pick it up, put it on a wheeled cart, and drive it around. I can strap it into the van, and it makes it a lot easier. However, we did break a giant chunk of this tree off getting it out here. So, like, in the month ahead of this show, I've been prepping this tree, and I've been having nightmares about like, how's the move going to go? Am I going to break the tree? Like, is this tree going to survive this journey? And sure enough, we broke a significant chunk of the tail off the tree, putting it into the moving cradle. But it worked out perfectly because where the tail broke is just a perfect place where now we can detach it and we can still wire the tail on, which it's held on by wire, and it's slotted in exactly where it was growing. So you're not missing anything. It hasn't changed at all, but basically accidentally breaking the gin actually helped us be able to move it a little bit more easily and
sense.
a little bit less stressfully, because now I can wrap that piece of tail in a towel and set it aside. And it's not just dangling precariously in the back of a van that's bumping down the road.
For sure.
So it worked out well. It was the best situation possible.
Nice.
So a nightmare turned into actually a blessing in a way.
Fantastic. Would you tell me about the pot? That pot looks familiar to me.
Yeah. So that's the Ron Lang lab pot. It was part of Ron's lab project with Ryan and Austin. The Pacific Bonsai Museum commissioned Ron to make this very architecturally sort of significant pot that is inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright. When Ron made this pot, he made two of them, because if something happened to one of the pots, Ron wanted to have a backup pot in case. Nothing happened to either pot. They're both in existence. The initial lab pot is at the Pacific Bonsai Museum with, housing the lab tree. And I was able to procure this pot from Ryan. He had it for sale, and I was able to snag it. This pot, I think I love this pot for this tree because it physically holds up the tree's structure of the dead wood that's cascading down. And, I'm a big fan of Frank Lloyd Wright, and I'm a big fan of Ron Lang.
Absolutely.
So Ron Lang and Frank Lloyd Wright have inspired me in the past, and in a way that this is, Ron Lang isn't making pots anymore, so it's really fun to have him here at the show, have his work here at the show. And like the Frank Lloyd Wright inspiration, Frank Lloyd has been an inspiration of mine for a very long time. I love Frank Lloyd Wright architecture, so having a pot inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright through the eyes of Ron Lang is a big honor. It's an honor.
It's a historic piece.
Thanks.
And I'm glad you got it.
And I just think it works perfectly with this tree. It's like the contrast between having a tree that has nothing flat, everything is a curve, everything is wiggly, everything is organic, to having these flat planes on the pot. It works. It's like art. It's like framing a piece of art, in that the pot is kind of like a frame.
Very nice. What's the deal with the stone? Very unique, interesting stone. I don't know anything about it.
Let's So this stone was a gift from my teacher, Jerry Morris. Jerry Morris is sort of a legend in terms of he was an expert on dwarf conifers. So like dwarf conifers being certain conifers in the mountains develop a mutation called a witch's broom. And Jerry used to go collect the foliage from witch's brooms, and he used to graft them, and he used to grow dwarf conifers. And Jerry's interest in dwarf conifers led Jerry to bonsai. And bonsai is how Jerry started doing bonsai, and he got very into bonsai. And in fact, Jerry Morris at one point was working for a publishing magnate who was paying Jerry to collect huge trees out in nature and literally put them on the back of semi-trucks and take them to a place in the mountains near Aspen. And Jerry basically built a mountainside, installed trees at a very, very, installed trees on a mega scale into this mountainside. And these were like huge alpine trees, giant bristlecone pines, giant limber pines, giant Rocky Mountain junipers. Jerry Morris is just a legend. He's helped us in the club. He was a mentor to both me and Todd for a long time. I think he's also been a mentor to Ryan Neal as well. And this stone was a gift from Jerry to me. It's a desert view stone. This stone, when I look at it, takes me to Moab, Utah. it looks like Moab. Like you can see the slick rock. You can see this stone is made out of like a iron ore that is maybe it's like some kind of iron ore that has sand in it. It was collected out of Utah, and it even has like a mountain pass where you can see kind of a trail that leads through a mountain pass. So yeah, and Jerry's no longer with us. He passed away a few years ago. So I'm also just so happy to have a piece of Jerry, in the composition. I miss him.
Ah, that's incredible. Beautiful stone.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, this has been a big deal. This is my first ever national show.
Yeah.
And this tree is probably my best tree in my collection. And the foliage I'm a little bit self-conscious about the foliage. The foliage isn't perfect. It's the native foliage it's native Rocky Mountain juniper foliage. Parts of it are a little bit sick. And so bringing this tree home, I'm going to be putting it, I'm working with Todd. We're developing a fertilization program for it going into winter.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun. Like the tree is still happy. It's just doing some things that a Rocky Mountain juniper does normally, which is sometimes abandoning low hanging, lower level branches that are in the shade. But I think we still have time to save some of those. And, we're going to be getting this tree nice and happy going into the winter. And then who knows what the future holds for this tree, but it's a fun one. And I just feel so honored to be showing it here at the show. And this accomplishes a sort of a lifelong goal for me, which is to show a tree at a national level show.
Oh yeah. Well, you knocked it out of the park. Great work.
Thanks. Jeremiah, it means a lot. I appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment.
For sure. Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to meet you in person.
Yeah, great to meet you.
Awesome, man.
Fun.
Thank you.
Very fun.
First off, would you give me just a super brief introduction on yourself?
Yeah. My name is Jose Maria Garcia Gonzalez. I'm from Chicago. I've been in bonsai for around 7 years.
Awesome.
Truly under a teacher about 5. My main teacher right now is Boon. So I've been working with him for a long time. And that's what brought me here. We have a pomegranate, field grown, that's been in training for around 10 years. And I'm the 3rd owner. So this is the 2nd time we show it. And it's a massive tree. It's a very interesting tree to look at. But it's still very young in its bonsai journey. Ramification is not perfect. We do know that we have to outgrow a little bit more of the branches, make it a little thicker. But that's part of this hobby. It's the journey. And it's nice to show your tree early and then maybe show it 10 years later and see everything that's changed. Showing is fun. It's hard. Carrying your tree here, setting it up. It's very tiring, but it is a very rewarding, especially when you're creating a tree, because you get, instead of getting like your teacher's opinion, your friends, you get 100 people's opinions. And you might hear things that you never thought of, which is very interesting. But it's been a fantastic event. I think they had probably one of the best showing of trees I've seen in a long time in any show. I missed the first one, and I don't know, were you here the first one? I think you're sure.
Yeah.
So what do you think had improved from this one to the first?
Well, I think both of the events were absolutely incredible and magical. I think the venue of the last one was such a cool location. There was just, the lighting was really cool. It was very industrial. It was a very awesome building. But this building is equally cool, and it's way bigger. So I really like that aspect of it.
Yeah, it has an appeal. I think the first one, it lended itself, at least by the pictures I saw, lended itself more to the art that was placed in the room. I feel like the art installation is beautiful, and if you guys haven't seen the pictures, you should. The structure they built is fantastic. It's almost like a floating structure, almost with like an example Japanese joint jointery. I think that's the right word. But it's fantastic. But I do think that in the other buildings, based on the photos I saw, it blended better. Like you said, it's more industrial. But again, it's been a fantastic event. Like today, we're the second day of the event. We've had fantastic teachings, fantastic lectures, demos were great, vendors were fantastic. I really don't see anything negative. And if you guys have never really experienced an event like this, you should definitely consider doing it in the next year or two. Again, this event comes every other year because we divide the year between Rochester and here just to have one show on either side of the coasts. So, but both shows are fantastic. But yeah, like I really have no other like comments. Oh, the one thing that we did do this year, which is very interesting, because normally we do have a lot of Japanese professionals that come. Like Daisaku is one of the more well-known. But this year we actually had the privilege to have the potters of Tokonome here with us. And it was fantastic. And we really got to see their work, their pots. And it's fantastic how they have become very good friends with Now. And Now is a potter out of Portland, Oregon. And he does fantastic work. So I highly recommend, if you guys don't know his work, see it. Because a good example, if you see Jeremiah's tree, that's one of his pots, and it's a fantastic accent to his tree. I really love the shape. Now, one thing I want you all to, if you're listening to his podcast, Jeremiah does have a little secret in his basically like presentation. I don't know if you showed the picture already, but if you only see the big one, try to look. It's a little thing, and it's fantastic. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. You guys can look at the big picture and see where you can find it. It's a little figurine hiding somewhere, so see if you can see it. So, but again, just a little bit about myself, going back to that. Again, I primarily live in Chicago. Everyone knows, Chicago winters are very brutal. Most people are very afraid of winterizing trees, and I think back in Chicago, we do a really good job. It's a little harder, because you do have to have a heater system, but it is doable. Like my wife and me already have a system. We actually set up a greenhouse every year.
Nice.
It's greenhouse day. We actually call it hoop house, and then we keep it heated, and it's doable. It's doable.
Do you keep the trees right around freezing?
A 35 or above.
Okay.
Just because I always aim for ±5.
Yeah.
In anything I do, because you never know about the swing. And you always, run into the problem that I use primarily propane heaters over forced air heaters, just because I feel the forced air heater dries out the hoop house too much.
That's great. Sorry, we're recording a podcast, but no problem at all. Matt can totally help you out. He's the man.
Yeah, he's the man.
But what's up, Alexi? How you doing, man? Awesome. Doing well. Really good. How often are you visiting Boon?
I normally, in my single days, I would come here about 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Sometimes up to 5. Now that I have a child and a family and married, I still come about 3 times a year.
Yeah.
But I make those trips a little bit longer. So just to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
So maybe 3 to 4 days, awesome, depending on what the time of the season it is. But I do have I'm fortunate I can have Boon come to me, and that's always good to have a teacher come to your house. Absolutely. Now, that being said, if you are starting this hobby, because again, I'm relatively new. Jeremiah's been a lot longer. And I met Jeremiah through my adventures here in basically California. But if you are new to this, my biggest recommendation is, podcasts are great, classes online are great, but the biggest pitfall when you start is material. And a lot of times, we all started that way. We buy 100 okay material that may never go anywhere. So sometimes it's better to have a guided first purchase experience and choosing one or two good trees. I think that's always the best thing. So really, like, I really highly recommend, like, Jeremiah works with Peter T, fantastic teacher. Boon's fantastic teacher. That's one thing that we have here in the States. We have a lot of really good teachers. Like, it was sad that Bjorn had to go back to Japan, and we will miss him. But again, another really good teacher. I'm sure Jeremiah's had him on before. Kaya Mooney. He's going around the States now, so I really recommend that you guys check him out. He is very friendly, always up for questions. And, a lot of times he has really good, affordable pots also if you're starting with that. But yeah, we've known Jeremiah. I mean, we've known Kaya for a long time. And he's been good. And he's been doing some good work. But again, those are little tidbits with everything.
Awesome. Hey, on your pomegranate, do you know any guess on the age or the history?
I know it was field grown and dug out of the field.
And by field grown, you mean grown probably for production of pomegranates.
Yeah, for production.
In the Central Valley?
I believe so.
Okay. I believe so. There's a whole lot that were grown in the Central Valley, so that would make sense.
And then again, it was dug up first and then kept by two owners before. I would guess it's anywhere about 50 to 60 years.
Sweet.
I don't think it's that old.
Okay. Yeah. Who are the owners previous to you?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I am not aware of those.
Got it.
Like, we might, if I might actually get you the information later, we can put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
I can get all that for everyone. When you look at the pictures, and we'll give a good history, so you guys can see it in the comment section when Jeremiah puts it up.
Awesome.
Yeah. But how about your tree? You've talked about your tree a lot too, haven't you? Like Jeremiah's more like I'm interviewing you, not the reverse. But your tree has come a long way. I love when you put. It's actually, I'm a little starstruck because I've seen this tree.
Shut your mouth, Jose.
What? Starstruck? Oh, is that? I am starstruck when I saw your tree.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
because it's funny because it looks small, and when you see it in real life, it's huge. But it's a fantastic tree. So, any other questions you want? Keep going.
No, that's great, man. Really appreciate it. And your pomegranate is phenomenal.
Thank you.
It's got such a presence to it. And I am a big fan of it. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful tree. So I'm really excited that you have it and that you showed it here.
And I'm hopeful I can show it again and again. And hopefully it gets better and better and better.
Absolutely.
Right?
Cool, man. Appreciate it.